All right. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another exciting, action-packed, fun-filled episode of Midlife Hockey Crisis, the Beer League podcast. My name is TJ Hollingsworth, your host, joined as always by the Dangler himself, Dangler Dave Dickerson. What's up, my brother?
What's up, man? It's good to see you. We haven't done this in a while, so it's really good to see you.
I know. We are back. We took a little bit of a hiatus simply because, let's be real, there wasn't a lot of hockey, beer league hockey action to talk about. So rather than just clutter your iPod or your phone or whatever you're listening to the podcast on with a bunch of crap, we just decided we don't have nothing to say, so we won't say anything at all. But things are changing a little bit.
Yeah. Well, we got 2 weeks. I was just celebrating this out in the garage with a beverage, which I've got right here. Hello.
Right here as well.
Let me open this bad boy up. I got 2 of these left. So it's the when these fellas won the cup last year.
Oh, wow.
They're still current. Yeah.
They're still tasty.
Yeah, some folks think they taste better. Some folks think they taste worse. So, and I've already had a couple already.
Right on. Well, cool. Well, yeah, is Dave just kind of alluded to there, just like most of the country that's getting back to normality or normalcy or however you want to say it, here in central Indiana, we finally did get some information. And 2 weeks from today, which is we're recording this podcast on Monday, it'll be posted later tonight or first thing Tuesday morning. We are within 2 weeks of being able to go back on the ice. Also just got word today that our league play will resume that very same Sunday. So everybody's going to have 6 days to remember how to skate, remember how to play hockey, get in shape again, and play a game. So,
well, we told them, we told everybody to keep practicing, get your skates, get your inline skates. We told people to keep. Today's the day. Like, you got 2 weeks from about. It's 8:30 right now where we're at. So, like, it's game time.
Yeah, you're actually under 2 weeks. It was at 13 days and 11 and a half hours or something like that before the ice opens back up. So I just thought it'd be great. I want to get back on here, get things fired up, get people back in the zone. I know sometimes when you have this long a break, especially one that you weren't anticipating, kind of get back on the horse sometimes can be a bit of a challenge. So one of the things I want to talk about today, Dave, is what do you think are some of the things that are going to go wrong? Let's start with packing that hockey bag. What do you think the number one thing people are going to forget in their hockey bag when they get back to the rink and it's game time and they pop that bag open? Many folks probably for the first time in 3 months. What's going to be missing?
My God, cup and skates. I think those are the two things. or they'll throw their inline skates in there and forget their blade skates. You know,
can you imagine?
I think that's what's going to happen to me. Actually, I know that's going to happen to me. So guys and gals start pre-packing now.
You know, it's funny because I did that video on deep cleaning your gear, and we have a big cast iron bathtub in a bathroom that virtually nobody ever uses. So I just kind of left my gear laying there. I thought, you know, if I pack this up now, I'll be so nervous about it. I'll unpack it, pack it, and in that process is where I think I'll lose stuff. So everything's kind of pushed off in a corner in that one big bathroom we have that nobody uses. And it's literally just everything sitting right there. It's clean. It smells good. Keeping the puppy out of it can be a bit of a challenge at times. But yeah, that's kind of my big fear is doing something silly like forgetting a helmet or forgetting socks or something like that. Something that you just can't go on the ice without, which I guess you could do without socks, but I don't see that working out real well.
Yeah, I think the goofy thing that we may forget is depending on what kind of regulations your rink is enacting, like a face mask or rubber gloves, any of that crap. Hand sanitizer. I think those are the things that maybe folks will forget, especially that mask and the hand sanitizer, because we don't know. We have no idea. We don't know what kind of regulations they're going to put down. So
exactly, yeah. and I think a lot of that is just due to the fact that since literally this situation changes every couple of days, the last thing that rink wants to do is put out here are the guidelines and turn around to change them and just confuse the shit out of everybody. So let's just wait a little closer to game time. I did go ahead and take a preemptive strike and ordered some of those full-face balaclavas just in case. I kind of wear one since I don't have any hair anymore. I have to have something there to soak up sweat anyway. So I've been wearing a beanie for a little bit to help with that. So I figured if I just get one, just pulls down over the rest of my face. What's the big deal? I'm kind of curious. I mean, you're kind of wearing that hybrid shield. I wear a full fishbowl.
Yeah.
I'm really curious to see how having your face covered up. Typically, that doesn't work well.
No, I don't think it's going to at all. I mean, first off, I have asthma, so it's hard as hell to breathe anyway. But
Uh-oh, I think Dave just locked up on us.
you know,
Hold
when
the
you do
phone.
an exercise.
Hold that phone locked up. We lost you. The screen froze up. For those of you that are just listening, we're recording this on Zoom, and you locked up right in the middle of when you said I have asthma, and then you went silent. So if you pick it up from there, we're talking about playing with a face mask.
I could have died. I could have died right there. You know, I think I read something in the CDC says it's not recommended to wear a face mask while doing physical activity. However, yeah, I've been slowly borrowing a few masks from work. So at work we have to wear those, you know, the typical medical
surgical
face masks.
mask, I think is what they're called.
Yeah, just the boring ones, the you know, the cheapies. But yeah, I've been taking those because they're a lot lighter and thinner. Like the balaclava you have, I'm interested to see what it is.
Super lightweight, it's just, I think it was sold under the guise of being for like snowboarders and people that are doing outside sport activities. I was kind of the same boat. I wanted the absolute thinnest possible thing I could get away with. I'm not so sure that I didn't have COVID back in February. So there's a good chance I might already have the antibodies. I'm very anxious to get that tested once that comes out. But again, and we're not going to get into the politics of do masks work or do they not. It doesn't really matter at this point. If your rink says you have to wear one to play, your body, your choice. I'm wearing one because I want to play. To me, that's me.
Yeah, I'll do anything in my power to play. It's been about 3 months, you know. Plus, you know, that's my physical activity. I've been eating like crap. You know, we do skate, we do fling pucks, but there's nothing like getting out there on the ice.
No, you just can't mimic that conditioning. It's either you're doing it or you're not. You can do everything else you can to come close, but.
And I mean, 3 months worth of this. I got an Oreo and I got beer. So I mean, 3 months worth of that. It's time to get going.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I just had started this last week, started bicycling. Mm-hmm. Skating around here has just been, for me personally, just been a bit of a chore just because on days, it seems like the only day that I've had that the weather's been good, there'll be a 50-mile-an-hour constant wind blowing, and that doesn't make much fun for trying to skate. So I've been trying, and I think the bicycling in this case might have a little more of an impact on the legs possibly than rollerblade. I don't know. We'll find out. It's just like you said, try to keep that cardio going virtually impossible unless you're playing.
Yeah, I mean, cardio is cardio. I think that's an excellent, you know, at least staying active is one thing. Yeah, I mean, up until about a week ago, it's not been consistent weather. It's either been 63 and rainy, or it's 80 one day, 60 and rainy, 50 whatever. But yeah, last couple of days it's been nice. But now is the time to throw some wheels on, get ready. Sounds like a hot rod's coming by. Get your car ready. But
I'm sitting out the Highlanders Training Center, Midlife.
I see that, man.
In State Road 32 is literally 70 feet straight out that door. So you may get the occasional car noise going by.
And that is a sweet little facility, man. You've got looks like you've moved the net up, but yeah, that's
I hang it
that's
from
a
the
sweet
ceiling
place.
Now. And I do that just because I need the floor space. But you see, it's on a chain pulley to where I can literally go over there and lower that and move it anywhere we want. I'm hoping to be able to get at least the Highlanders together here sometime before the end of June, and we'll put that out in the driveway and we'll have a little fun. We'll cook out. Just kind of get some of that camaraderie back. That, man, you know, one of the things I've missed most about playing is just being around the hockey family, being around, you know, the guys and gals from the hockey team.
That's a huge part of it. I mean, yeah, the physical activity and the game of hockey is awesome, but you know, that's why. So I don't know what everybody else is doing. I'd love to see what you guys are doing and gals are doing. But yeah, we've been doing Zoom calls every Friday and having a couple beverages just so we can get that social aspect. But nothing matches and nothing mimics, you know, hanging out. And you got a place to do it. I mean, you have a tractor. That's all you got to say.
I have a tractor that's got a bum ignition on it. It's sitting out behind the barn. I feel which is why the grass back there is literally waist deep. But
yeah,
that's another show. That's another story.
I'll come help.
You're certainly welcome to. So yeah, if don't forget, you can catch us on all the socials now. What's cool is when we do these shows, we record them on Zoom. I can upload the video straight to YouTube. Now YouTube will pick up the audio portion of the show, but if you actually want to see what Dave and I look like, which I'm sure there are just literally tens of people clamoring to put some faces with these deep, rich, professional broadcast voices, you can jump over on our YouTube page, Midlife Hockey Crisis. That is where you find us on Instagram and on Facebook as well. And we've got some content and stuff up there. But yeah, it's time to start pouring it on. It's going to be time to start getting the cameras, the GoPros, and all that stuff out and ready to. Because I really do think those first couple of games back are going to be absolutely comical. Just watching some of the flailing and floundering that's going to go on the ice. Yours truly definitely included in that, but especially where I really feel bad for, and I think it's going to make for some of the most entertaining watching is those folks that were brand new players, brand new skaters, and just maybe started to figure out how to get up and down the ice without falling too bad, and then all of a sudden, poof, you're off for 3 months.
Dude, and I got to be honest, I don't know if I'm going to be able to stop. I've been going on wheels for so long. Like, oh my gosh, I don't think I'm going to be able to stop. And I think that's the one thing I'm worried about is stopping. And then shift length will be good because we'll all actually take actual good shift lengths, like maybe 30 seconds to a minute. But I'm going to bring my inhaler for sure. Games. I'll pass it down the bench. Everybody,
everybody take a puff.
Yeah, those are my concerns, man. It's just, obviously the level of play is going to be a little bit dipped, but our shift lengths and how are you going to breathe? And then, my God, I've been on wheels, and that's a lot of bad habits to break. Which I'd rather break bad habits than have to reform them.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting because it's one of the things that I was a little concerned with going on the rollerblades. Just that. It is so different. And if you didn't try it, let's start with the fact that it's just by putting the wheels under your feet, it is now like skating through, 3 inches of sludge on the ice, substantially harder, which is cool because that's good for your strengthening your legs and what have you. But yeah, you have no edges anymore. And I think one of the hardest things for new skaters to learn to do is not only find the edge of their skates, but trust those edges when they go to do turns, sharp turns, crossovers, and what have you. And then, just to chuck that out the window and start again. And it's like, all right, you want to spend the time to get really, really good at inline skating. And then, if I was 25, I might be able to do that back and forth. But at 52, I don't know if how quickly be able to learn and unlearn stuff. So I don't know, man. That's at least that's what I tell myself when I start feeling bad about not getting out and skating. You're just not ruining your ice skating. So you'll be
right. That's the thing I'm scared about is that. Yeah, you're going to have to break some bad habits and trusting those edges because the wheels it's a different game. The thing that I am excited about that, falling on concrete versus falling on ice, you're sliding and you're cold. Concrete, you stop and you rip stuff. You rip you shred whatever it is, your skin, your pants. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, friction is not your friend when you fall on you're going
friction
8,
sucks,
10, 12,
man.
15 miles an hour. So yeah, falling on the ice is probably a little harder, but boy, it's the stopping is much easier. You slide for a little while and it's all good. And like you said, you already have ice on your injury, so you've already started the rehab process.
You already started rehab. I would way rather slide and hit the wall on ice than scrape myself and bust up my knee on some sort of concrete with rocks and dirt. Any day.
I got to go with you on that one. So let me ask you, we were talking about some different tournament formats are out there, and I'm starting to see some tournaments be advertised again. We've talked about the draft experience tournaments that I think we've all expressed interest. Yeah, which we're going to do for sure. I'd like to see if we can't get one here in Indy. I've been kind of beating Nick up about that a little bit on private messaging.
I think it'd work here. Yeah,
I do too, and especially since you only need 53 players. I think you definitely can score 35 or 40 of those local, and then you've got folks that are going to travel in from nearby towns, Chicago, Nashville, Louisville, Cincinnati, what have you. I don't think we'd have a problem at all. But I also saw it looks like they're going to try and redo Light the Lamp.
Yeah, our local tournament here. Yeah, I'm here in September. I don't know everybody else's tournaments or what they're doing, but yeah, it's a big deal for Light the Lamp. I think they're pushing it till September. We've already paid for it, so which is kind of cool that they've kept the money. They've donated the portions to the children that they're donating it to. But yeah, I'm here in September, so it's time to start planning, I guess.
I'm definitely have to start shaking some bushes, see if we can find some place that needs a skater, because I definitely like to get in on that since we didn't get to do anything else this year. So for all you listening out there, we'd love to hear from you. Hit us up on Instagram, or you can leave some comments right here on the podcast, or if you're watching us on YouTube. What are some tournaments? Where have you played? What's coming up? What are some things people might be interested in? And also, what are some interesting tournament experiences you've had? Because Dave, you've been in a couple of them now, and due to multiple circumstances, I haven't played in one, so I'm still, this whatever happens, be it September or whatever, this is going to be a brand new thing. So much looking forward to that.
I know all this stuff keeps happening, man. Your injury or whatever not. We got this virus shit, and man, we got to get you in a tournament. They're a blast. I would be interested in anybody around Indianapolis, or a few hours away, on what kind of tournaments are available, because we're looking to move and play. I mean, we want to play in several tournaments. I told my wife I was going to get a Highlanders tattoo after 5 tournaments. So
a great big back piece, right?
I'm going to get a nice tattoo and some Old English. Yeah, I'm curious to see what other people are around here. Yeah, I mean, so we can get out there and do some tournament play.
So, what about keeping loose? Have you been doing stretching and yoga, anything like that, or?
Yeah, stretching. I actually just bought a scooter today, so I'm trying to it's that cardio aspect. I'm trying to get my heart rate up, trying to get my breathing. I mean, asthma sucks, but I do stretch. I do have rollers. I've kind of fallen off the last couple of weeks because I've returned to work. Same here. Which is great because I'm in a different role. I'm like lifting and boxing and all this stuff. I'm like doing manual labor, which is amazing. It's like because all our gyms are closed. But yeah, I think that and water, because you got to stay loose. I mean, it's a different ball game when you get out there on the ice. But yeah, the stretching, the moving around, 2 weeks is a blink of an eye.
Right. Yeah, I'll tell you, there was a stretch, and I wish I could think of where we saw this, but actually my wife pointed it out to me. It was somebody. It's like, if you're everybody's pinched for time, everybody's busy. So here's the one stretch you can do that hits almost all of your body and will go miles in, keeping you mobile as you get older. You're standing with your feet about shoulder width apart, and you just squat all the way down, just like you're going to sit down without falling forward, falling backwards. And at the time I was like, oh, this is pretty easy. And I've noticed the last couple of weeks I've gone to do it. It's like, balance is really bad. So, yeah, definitely got to get back on that. But I've noticed my hips have tightened up quite a bit.
Couple of things.
The same thing, just because we're not, I would always stretch every time we go out on the ice, even for stick and puck. Always go through a little stretch. So that was 2, 3, 4 days a week. And it's probably been once in the last 2 weeks. And I'm sure I'm not the only one in that boat.
Yeah, I feel like, at first we're like, oh, we'll be back. Let's keep doing our thing. But over the last few weeks, one thing I will say that I've been doing, in class we've got a lot of good things that we were taught is so PNF. Just look it up. PNF D1 and D2 flexion and extension. What that does, it'll move everything through some sort of abduct and adduct, which is bring forward and back. It'll rotate whatever kind of rotate, say a shoulder or your hip, and then flex and extend. So if I'll be brief on this because there's a lot to look at. But
definitely say that again, because I'm going to check this out as soon as we get off the.
So just type in PNF, proprioception, neuromuscular facilitation. It's where you move. There's 4 different versions: 2 D1s, 2 D2s, and each of them have a flex, and then an extend and a flex. They work 3 different things or 3 different ways of your body. You cross a bunch of planes in your body. You can do it with resistance bands, which is great. You can add some weights. Essentially, you're just doing range of motion exercises. But I think if you throw on 3, 5, 10, whatever, not too much, because it's kind of meant for just range of motion, rehab, that kind of stuff. But that at least keeps everything fluid. It keeps everything moving. You'll get blood flow and nutrients into your anything that moves, your joints and whatnot. I've been doing those, and man, I tell you what, it has helped. And I haven't had a whole lot of weights. I've done resistance bands with these. But yeah, if you look up PNF, D1, D2, they're just 2 different positions, and flex and extend of them both. I think, because even with a hockey, let's just say a slap shot. I know we don't do slappers, but we can do a small one. But anything like that, right there,
trunk rotation. Yeah, you're
pretty much.
Moving.
Yeah, you work on all kinds of planes of the body, all kinds of movements. It's range of motion is what it is, and I think that's there's probably some folks that are sitting out there on a sofa flipping through Netflix. I did for a while, but you're getting nutrients and all kinds of good stuff going on to your body, so that when you get out there and you start moving around, it won't be as achy, it won't be as hurt, and plus you can you'll be able to flex and extend a little more properly than you maybe when you came in before. Again, I'm not an expert, but these are things that I'm doing. These are things that we were taught in our classes. They're fantastic. They've helped me transition back to work as well.
Right. And if you're a new listener, Dave is in the process of going to school, studying physical therapy. So there's actually some substance behind the words he's speaking right now. And I'll tell you, it amazes me. We live in the United States, not the healthiest country on the planet by a stretch. And it just amazes me. Little things you see these people that are in their, mid to late 60s that have a hard time standing up out of a chair. And a lot of that times it's not an injury. It's simply just because they've lost range of motion because they've become sedative. And I even see some hockey players, guys that we play with, they do no stretching, no warm up. They just go out and play. They're continually hurt. They're not particularly effective at the game. And a lot of it's just because they're not doing the bare minimum to take care of their body. And just simple things like, it doesn't sound like much, but and David, I'm sure you can back me up on this. The number of Americans that can't lift their arms straight up over their shoulders.
It's impossibly high. Yeah. So the numbers are impossibly high. And that's why, at least in my field, that's why, growth of this field is at least 40% over the next 4 years is because of this kind of stuff. This sedentary, give it to me now. I don't have to work for it. I can just push a button and it shows up kind of stuff. Human body movement is critical, especially the sport that we play.
And I'll throw social media under the bus too, because if you pay attention to anybody that's a personal trainer, or heaven forbid, there's some type of physique athlete, would lead you to believe that you need to be in the gym pounding out, 400-pound squats and 180-pound bench presses. And to stay in shape, just to stay loose, to stay mobile, you need to do none of that stuff. None of it.
Yeah. And half the time, unless you have a trainer right there with you, and half the time that person's incorrect, and the other half is that, you're doing it at home. If you're just say a simple, kettlebells is one thing. You're just doing kettlebells. A lot of folks will swing up and move, and you're going to tear something. You got to use the big house. You got to use the big muscles, where a lot of folks say they're lifting, even something as small as lifting your hockey bag into your car. We're using our spine, the little tiny muscles,
right.
The little muscles that shouldn't be used for that. Use your legs, just little things like that. But you're exactly right. I mean, there's a lot of goofy stuff out there on the internet. So just pick and choose. Be very careful.
And I'll tell everybody this: everybody that says, "Oh, my back hurts playing hockey," it's not your back; it's your weak core. It's your muscles from the middle of your chest to the top of your knees on the front that are giving you the backache, not your back.
You're absolutely right. If it hurts here, it's probably something here or here that's it's not functioning correctly. You're absolutely right. Your spine is, your spinal cord's a long, long thing, and what's hurting here is probably something up here or something down here, man.
I tell you, that's one of the things I love about hockey is the fact that you're using practically every muscle in your body, and that's why to this day we'll go out some of these D-League games and even C-League games are out here in Indy. I'll see guys in their mid-60s still playing, still skating, and they're moving around like people half their age simply because they chose a sport that forces them to use all their body, keep it engaged, keep it activated, and keep their muscles toned. It's great.
Yeah, I love it that it's super different than basketball is one thing that I played a lot, but it's super different than running. Is that your muscles are going to fire and change, and running's running. It's great, but man, it's pretty damn routine as far as what muscles are firing. The way you're hockey, man, it's different. You're moving. It's almost like swimming. I think we talked about that way back when.
Absolutely. I would definitely say it is, if not as good, maybe better. It's right up there with swimming as far as using every muscle in your body. And I don't care how effective you are at the game. In fact, probably the newer you are to the game and the less competent you are, the more of a workout you're getting, just because you're doing more flailing, trying to hold yourself up. You probably get less of a workout the better you get. You have to work a little harder to get the same energy output.
Yeah, and just standing on these damn skates, you're working a lot of the muscles that a lot of folks don't.
That is the hardest thing. What's the hardest part about playing hockey? I said, seriously, it's stopping and standing still while somebody talks to you. It's hard to stand still. I was like, take a knee, you got to lean on the board, lean on a stick. I
got to hold it down. I got because you're like a newborn fawn. Just what? It's tough, man. It's muscle repetitiveness. You got to be pretty damn good to stand up, let alone anything else. Which, yeah, I hope the folks that are listening are, we got 2 weeks to get back to it. I'm sure a lot of folks will be fine and they'll laugh at what we're having to say, but 2 weeks for some newbies or some old, like us, like
Right.
that's critical. It's at point zero.
Yeah, and 2 weeks is plenty of time to get the ball rolling.
Right.
If you are tight as a drum right now, in 2 weeks you can significantly increase your flexibility. You can significantly, increase your cardio capability. You're certainly not going to be in, the shape we were when we stepped off the ice. I don't think very few people are going to have that option, but you certainly, regardless of where you are now, you could be a little bit better, actually probably considerably better all the way around if you just start. And again, here in Central Indiana, we're June the 15th is the go day. They've been, just like everybody else, doing these opening in stages thing. We're already talking, assuming that they have a 6 a.m. crack of dawn stick and puck. I know there's a bunch of us planning on being there. We certainly will bring you some video of that for sure.
Yeah, we got a crew, so stay tuned because we're going to laugh a lot. Yeah, we're going right into a drop-in game that night. Like, there's no nope, we're back. So one thing I will add is my biggest concern is cardio for us, for you, for me, for everybody else that's listening. But I think the fact that if we do get to take our mask off, we've been breathing our own carbon dioxide for the last however many months. Taking that thing off and getting out there skating, I think that's going to flip a switch, and we might all just be fine. So
yeah, I
hope
think you definitely see some. My big concern is come third period, and you're out there with two people on the ice on two players per side. It's not because of a penalty or anything; it's just because of the only two people that can still breathe and
passed out.
Everybody else is passed out on the bench or can't feel their legs.
Well, much like everybody else's league, dude. Our league. I mean, people are going to bring beers to the bench. They're going to get hammered before, drink after, but like during the game, it's like, whoops, I shouldn't have had those 4 Miller Lights. I'm excited, man. I know everybody else is. It's some folks have already started. I'm interested if somebody could post and tell me what kind of experiences or what they're having. I'm sure you've seen pictures too on directions on one door to come in, one door to come out, how the locker rooms are set up.
Right.
Who knows? Who knows what's to come?
It'll be interesting. And again, hopefully this just gives everybody a little newfound appreciation of the game and what we're able to do. Undoubtedly, there'll be some people everywhere across the country, and some leagues probably won't come back. Which, you hate to see anybody leave, but if somebody's not enjoy it, their heart's not in it, certainly, it's probably not a good place for them to be. There's much safer things you can do that you don't like, besides skating around on the ice with a club and axes strapped to your feet and what have you. But we're going to lose it. It is going to be a little different. There's going to be a lot of things the same. I think the key for everybody is just to get back out and enjoy it. And, we'll talk about this. A lot of people, I should say, I'm not going to say everybody, a lot of people are feeling a big financial pinch right now.
Yeah.
I know our sponsors, the Hockey Arsenal, talked to Andy a couple of weeks ago, and he's like, what do you do? There's just nobody playing hockey. And if you're not playing hockey, nobody's buying hockey sticks. Winning Synthetics too, my company, my Amsoil dealership, this cart back here is, if I get to race it twice this year, it'll be a miracle, simply because that and a couple other things that fund my motorsports program are gone. They went away with the COVID. So all these ice rinks, this is sure it's summer and it's not a huge time for them to make income, but they still count on it. So I'm going to implore everybody to, when you get back out to the rink, try to spend as much money as you can at your local rink. Not only going in and just paying for the skate, try to buy something, buy a concession item. If they've got a pro shop or, t-shirts or that, spend as much as you comfortably can. Don't put yourself in any type of financial bind, but help support that rink the best you can, because when the rinks go away, we don't have any place to play, or suddenly your 40-minute commute to the rink might become a 2-hour commute to go to the one in the next town if the rinks don't survive.
Yeah, one thing I would add is, grab your Gatorade, grab your snacks, grab your wife, or whatever that stupid thing is on YouTube. But one thing I would consider is, for you folks that are listening, you guys and gals that are out there listening, and you're maybe thinking about joining a league, now is the perfect time.
Absolutely.
because there might be a deal or two that are coming out there. But I mean, if you want to support your local rink, now's the time. Sign up for that league. Sign up for that drop-in game. Sign up for everything. They're very expensive to run, and somebody signing up. Not only are you helping them out, but I mean, my gosh, you get to listen to us idiots. You get to watch us, kind of skate, that kind of stuff.
You get to be an idiot like us.
Right. You'll know what we're talking about, and you'll probably be way better. But it's, to join a community such as, beer league hockey, there's nothing like it. And now is the time, because you'll support your leagues and you'll support your rinks, but my God, if now's the time, if you're ever thinking about it, go for it.
I'll tell you, out of every negative situation comes a positive. There are going to be a lot of people who were maybe on the fence about playing, or maybe this was going to be their last session. I have the feeling Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace is going to be absolutely flooded with some quality gear. So it's a great time. Great time that you can get some great deals on some good starter equipment. Of course, I would always suggest you go to our friends at the hockeyarsenal.com and buy a brand new stick from them. And again, used sticks are great. You just don't know how much life they have left in them. You've got to spend 45, 60, $50 on a used stick, and it breaks in a week. It could happen. It's happened. At least with a brand new one, you get some time, the time on it. Thehockeyarsenal.com. Dave, if I'm not mistaken, there is a promo code they can use.
Let me think. I believe it's midlife, and I think it's all caps.
That is 100% on.
Is that good? Okay, cool.
That is straight on, and you're going to get yourself I think it's 15% discount on your stick. I would suggest if you're just getting started and you're on a budget, I would look at the Covet. You'll get that for under $100, and that will be a stick that you could use for the next 3 years, barring you don't rip a 108 mile an hour slap shot with it and snap it in two. Outside of that, stick will last you forever.
Yeah, I mean, my thoughts are save a few more dollars and grab that jealousy, because there's no way in hell you're going to get a stick that level at that price. I love the stick. We got some people actually emailed us and gave us comments and said, hey, I love the stick. I love the Arsenal. But I got to talk to Andy, because apparently Travis, one of our friends of the show, ordered a white Arsenal jersey. So I'm like, wait a minute. And I'm a gear junkie. I'm a self-confessed. And hang on. I might not have bought some gear. But
if you're not watching this video, if you're not watching this on YouTube, as Dave says that, he suddenly gets real quiet and starts peering around the room that he's in, looking to make sure his wife can't hear.
Yeah. But
we lost you there.
Don't share my secret. But nobody. And this isn't. This will go away, right? This is not going to be safe forever.
No one will ever hear this. Never, dude.
But there's some great gear. But I heard there's a white jersey out there for Travis. So Andy, I'm going to give you a call, because I want one too.
Awesome. Well, folks, I think that's going to wrap it up for our return episode. We appreciate everyone for their patience. These have been trying times for everybody, and we picked up a couple of new followers and subscribers during this time. So again, we really appreciate the support.
Welcome. Yeah. Thank you, guys.
Please go out and spread the word. Have some fun. We're going to keep coming back to you weekly from here on out. We should be good to go. So if there's anything you'd like to hear us talk about, you got any questions, you can leave a question or comment here on YouTube. You can also leave it on iTunes. Please, when you're on iTunes, give us 5 stars, give us a good review. That helps get the word out about this podcast. We have absolutely no plans whatsoever of going premium with this. We want to make sure this remains free for everybody to listen to. That helps us cover some of the costs, and we can raise a little revenue through the platforms. And the easiest way to help us do that is to subscribe both on YouTube and at your favorite podcast provider. Leave us a good review and share it. Share it with some people you know that might get something out of it. Dave, you got anything else, brother?
Keep your mask on. The only thing that you should take it off for is to talk about the show, because that's the only thing we need to spread is love for the show. Put that thing back on. But that's all I got. Thank you, guys. Welcome back.
Take it away, Kelly.
You have been listening to the Midlife Hockey Crisis podcast. We'll see you next period.